Hi, my name's Rob. I'm from Intuitive Care and I'm going to give you a quick overview of the menu functions on the Carer app. I'm going to start off by showing you this on a mobile device. We're using an example here as an iPhone, but it's the same on iOS, Galaxy, Android, Galaxy Pad, iPads. It all works the same way. What I'm going to do, I'm going to start off on the phone and then I'm going to swap over and show you a big screen as to how it's going to look as a PC, just because it's going to be a little bit easier for you to see. So by now you should have been sent your link to set up your password. If you find that the link doesn't work or you haven't been sent your link, get in touch with the agency. The links are time limited for security purposes. So if it says something like token doesn't exist or something like that, it just means you need to get sent a new link. If you've forgotten your password, obviously you've got the forgotten password button on the screen here to use. So let's log in. And when we first log in, we may be taken to this main menu here, or your agency might have decided to have a set page to take you to. Many agencies come to this to-do list page to start with. So to see the menu, just click the three bars, and here's a look at the menu. Now I'm going to describe each of these areas in a little bit more detail when we move to big screen, so I'm not going to do that now, but to access any of these areas, you just click and it'll open up the page, and then you can click again to see the children and so on and so forth. So it's quite simple to use. What I would say at this stage is if your view of this app isn't exactly the same as this, do not worry. Not every agency uses every feature, and there may be some features that they may be working with us to develop or they're getting ready to launch, so you may see it in the not so distant future. So what I'm going to do now is just switch over to the main screen app that you'd see on a PC, because it's going to be easier for you to see things. So okay, here we've got the view as you would see it on your PC. It's exactly the same view as you see on your app or your mobile device. It's just the menu appears all the time, so you can still scroll through and click on it as you would on your phone with a touchscreen. As I said previously, your agency might have selected different functions that they want to share with you. So if your view is slightly different to this and you don't have all these menu options, it's just they've not been switched on, and they may be features that are coming soon for you. Most agencies will choose to have the first screen that you see as the My To-Do list. And we can see here we've got 3 tasks. And this is basically saying I've got 3 documents that need signing. And signing any document in here is really, really simple. You just click on the document. Quite why I'd want to sign a training program, I don't know. I read through the document and I can either sign it by clicking the sign button. Then I have to type my name exactly as it is on the system. So I'll just quickly show you that. Stacey Shipman there. And all I have to do is just make sure I type in exactly the same way. And I can click submit, and that will have the document as signed. Or I can say I don't want to sign it because I disagree with it, and then I can put my reason for not signing it, and when I click submit, that will send a message through to my SSW to say I've refused to sign the document for that reason. So it's pretty simple, pretty easy to use. Both on the app and on the main screen, we've got the zoom in and zoom out functions, and obviously you can do that using your fingers, pinch and expand your fingers on the touchscreen. My children, this will show you any children that you're caring for. If on your app you cannot see your young person's picture, please speak to your SSW about it or your link worker and send them a recent picture, something nice and close up of their face. It really brings your records to life, and it really, it makes a big difference on the system. If I want to have a look at any more details of my young person, I just click on their picture, and here I can see either their placing authority or their TUSLA area if you're in Ireland, contact numbers, and if there's any education records, and at the bottom, if the agency is sharing any of the documentation with you. Now, if you're not seeing these documents, it either means the agency hasn't got them or they're not sharing them with you. To view these, all you do is click on the document, it'll open it up, and you can read it. We've got a My Documents list. That's just basically any documents that you've reviewed and signed over the past, and you've got a search function to look for something specific, so it becomes like a library. I'm going to leave daily log activities because that's going to be a video on its own, and you can see that separately. We'll go into that in a lot more depth. We've got policy and procedures, and again I can open that up, click on any of the documents and read the documents. I can either go back or I can click another menu item. Supervision, this is just a summary of all your supervision documents and records. So I can see what needs signing and what has been signed. These other ones probably haven't had a request for a signature on them. And I just click on those documents to read them and sign them off, as I've shown you on the other documents. If your agency is using our expenses and carer pay system, then you may see these two features, expenses and remittance. The app lets you put in an expense claim. So it's very simple to use. You just click add expense, the type of expense, whether it's mileage, and all these settings can be configured by your agency. So if these don't work for you, please feedback through your carer support groups and we can make changes to make it more suitable. So we say it's a general expense, we say clothing for Cindy. We put the amount that we spent, date we spent it, and I can use this button here to activate the phone on my device or go to my files to upload a picture. So if you're doing this from your phone, it's really nice and simple, or I can go into my photo library if I've taken a picture separately. And then all I do is click Cindy's picture, save expense. And you can see here that this expense is waiting for approval. Here's one that's been approved and it means that you'll be paid for it. The remittance tab has a couple of functions. We can view our remittance slips. So if I click on that, you'll see a PDF of your payslip or remittance slip, however that's called, and you get your summary. And we've also got a night by night breakdown by clicking the darker blue color there. So from this remittance tab, I can also create a statement for tax purposes. This is very simple. Just click the plus button, and now all I have to do is select the dates that I want for my statement, just through scrollers. Obviously we've got a date from and a date to, and when I'm ready, click create statement. So that's produced my annual statement. I've got a little button here that I can press download, and I can download it and then send it to my accountant or whoever does my tax. We've got a little who's who. This is a list of people within the organisation. If that's displayed, it may have their contact details. And then finally we have a settings page. This is just basically saying this is your key contacts, your key contact details for the agency. If any of these are wrong, please let your agency know. That's a quick summary of the app. There's a separate video on the daily logs. So if you have any ideas or any suggestions, please discuss these at your carer support groups and ask your agency to feed them back. We can make a large number of changes to this, and we can change this carer app to work in a style that works best for you as foster carers and also in a way in which your agency wants to work. So we have a lot of flexibility. Okay, that's all for me on this video now. Thanks a lot for your time. Goodbye.